Welcome back. You're with us on the newsroom, and we are now going to focus on the Congress's findings in this survey. What do the people make of the Congress's current situation and its prospects going forward? The first question that we are taking is, should Priyanka Gandhi replace Rahul? Now, this question has been asked many a time in the past, but never have 45% of the respondents said Priyanka Lao, Congress Bachao. 37% are saying no, but almost half the respondents believe that Priyanka is the way forward. And remember, this poll was carried out before Rahul Gandhi went on his 44-day sabbatical. If this had been done earlier, the response could have been different. Now, here's the other question, and this makes it even more interesting. Can the Congress revive itself in the next 5 years? 48% of the respondents are saying yes, which means half the respondents believe that the Congress can actually revive itself in the next 5 years, but they don't believe that Rahul Gandhi is the man to do it. So what does the Congress party make of the findings of the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll? I want to go across to senior Congress leader Ajay Maken. He's joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Maken, the most disconcerting thing from the Congress's perspective, according to the Mood of the Nation opinion poll, is that Arvind Kejriwal's popularity ratings today are more than the combined popularity of Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. Arvind Kejriwal is at 15. Rahul and Sonia taken together are at 12. Is that not very scary for your party, Mr. Maken?
Well, I don't think so, because, you know, he has just won Delhi elections just 40-50 days back. So he is enjoying his honeymoon period. Besides, if you look at the total percentage of votes, people who will vote for the Congress party, it has gone up from 19.3% to 20%. So 19.3 to 20% of people still want Congress party to rule the nation, and it is a 7.7% growth, even though less, but the graph is clearly on the higher side. So I don't think Arvind Kejriwal is just enjoying his honeymoon period. Ultimately, people will judge him on the basis of his performance in Delhi. That is it.
The other thing which is very worrying from a congressman's perspective is that 45% of the respondents said that Priyanka Gandhi should replace Rahul. Now, usually, there are a fair number of people who say that Priyanka should come in place of Rahul, but the percentage has never been as much as almost half the respondents saying Priyanka Lao, Congress Bachao.
Well, if you look at your other question, whether the chances of, what are the chances of revival of Congress party, the chances of revival of Congress party is 48%, which is much higher than what it was earlier. Then on another question, when you have asked what are the chances of revival of Congress party under Rahul Gandhi, again the answer is 47%, which is not bad. So if 47% people feel that there are good chances of revival of Congress party under Rahul Gandhi, and 48%,
but Mr. Maken,
which is a
you're cherry picking here.
What was in
you're
August
ignoring the question that doesn't suit you and choosing the data that does. The data also shows that almost half the respondents believe that the Congress would be better off under Priyanka's leadership than under Rahul's leadership. How do you respond to that question, sir?
Well, my simple answer, as it has been earlier also, is that when Priyanka ji will enter politics is something for Priyanka ji to decide. And Rahul ji is our vice president of the party now, Sonia ji is the president of the party, and if 47% of the people feel that there are chances of revival of Congress under Rahul Gandhi, 48% of people feel that Congress will revive, and that is much higher, a jump from what it was in August. I think things are moving in a good direction.
Sir, the other problem from the Congress's perspective is that while the number of seats going to the NDA is coming down and it's the BJP that is losing, it's the Congress that isn't being able to pick a majority of those seats that the BJP is losing. Those seats are going to others, not to the Congress, and that again, Mr. Maken, is a big problem for you.
Well, Rahul, the elections are not going to take place tomorrow. What you are showing is just something, a figure which is indicative. What you are showing is just a graph. Whether the graph is going up or down is something which is more important to us. And if the graph was going down, it would have been a matter of concern to us in terms of percentage of votes for the Congress party, in terms of revival chances of the Congress party. I think we should be happy if the revival chances of Congress party is 48, which is much higher than what it was in August. Revival under Rahul ji is 47, which is much higher again what it was in August. The graph is going up, which is good for us. So this is something, the elections are not going to be held tomorrow.
One of the other constant themes put out by the Congress party is that the minorities are feeling unsafe under the Modi Sarkar. This data shows that if you were to divide this entire sample into majority and minority, there isn't much of a variance, which essentially means that the Muslims, the Sikhs and the Christians do not feel any more unsafe than the Hindus. They're all feeling reasonably safe under Modi Sarkar, unlike what Ajay Maken and others in the Congress party would like us to believe, sir.
Well, we wouldn't like anything, we wouldn't like you to believe anything. We would like you to believe what people on the streets are telling us. We have been moving in areas where minorities live in a larger number, and what we feel about the insecurity of minorities is on the basis of representations, feedback which we get from the minorities.
No, which is not shared by a big sample. That might be a few people for their political motives saying what they are, but this is the biggest sample size that has been polled since the Modi government came to power. We've looked at that question of whether people feel unsafe. The minorities are saying they feel as safe as the majority. That raises big question marks over the campaign that you've been running, Mr. Maken.
Well, I don't understand. If suppose you feel that things like words like Ramzada's, things like Ghar Wapsi, if incidents like Tirlokpuri, if things like these do not scare away minorities, and if you want us to believe that these are all normal things for the ministers, normal thing for the government to say, well, I don't agree with what you are saying.
Okay, one final question. While this poll suggests it's a wake-up call for Prime Minister Modi, what does the Congress party make of the Prime Minister's continued popularity? On the diplomatic front, he scores very well. On the economic front too, he scores very well. It's on the communal front that the Prime Minister seems to have got the maximum negative marks, sir.
Well, if you look at the diplomatic front, has there been more ceasefire violations from the Pakistani side ever after 1971 war? No, this year was the maximum. Has India been seen as a better country to face China? No. Chinese army came into India when Chinese president was in the country talking to Narendra Modi. So I don't know why or how people think that diplomatically we are better. Both are neighbors. We are in a much worse position than ever. More ceasefire violations, more civilian killings, more military killings on the Indian side. So I don't know how anyone would believe this. As far as the economic front is concerned, I don't think this is right, because the crude oil prices, which have come down to 1/3 of what it was earlier, the benefit has not been passed on to the end user. The income tax exemptions, which was promised by Arun Jaitley, has not been given, and service taxes have gone up. People are not happy. So this is something which we get constant feedback. No businessman will say the business is doing good, business is better. I don't think this is correct.
Ajay Maken, for joining us with a Congress perspective on the Mood of the Nation opinion poll data. Thank you very much. The half from the glass from the Congress's perspective is half full. 48% saying the Congress can revive itself over the next 5 years, but 45% of the total respondents feel it's Priyanka who should replace Rahul Gandhi. A lot for the Congress party to think about there.